And we're back on the air. It's 11:35. We're going to go till 1. And I just restarted the live here. I'm hoping people are getting that I'm live right now. I did appeal a restriction that was put on when I got on here. And I'm hoping people can see me. Well, you can see me. I'm hoping the message is getting out that I'm live. I was wondering why the numbers were lower after I got that restriction. So we're back live here. The algorithm did a restriction thing on me, and I think hopefully things are back to normal. We'll see. We're going to see how many people come in here. I want to see how many people are being told I'm live right now. If you're being told I'm live, please let me know that you got a message I'm live right now. Anyone who's coming in here, if you got, that thing that tells you that I'm live, hi, I'm live. Is anyone getting that coming through? You got it. Okay, I did. Okay. So some people didn't get it. Some people got it. Well, evidently it's working. There's yeses and nos here. So I'm not sure why some people aren't getting them live, but some people are. So, all right. I don't know what that is. And let's see where the numbers go. Now, we should be going up higher in our numbers on the show. We normally do. I was kind of curious why things just kind of split up like that. You're watching Encounters. You're just tuning in. This is Encounters. I didn't get it. I was watching. Okay, I got X-Top. So it's a mixture of comments here. Lupita, good to see you. I got it. All right, I'm not going to go nuts over it, but welcome to the show. Some weird stuff going on here, normally we're at 600 people here, and I don't see a restriction on me anymore. The restriction thing is gone. So I restarted it. The restriction thing is gone. I appealed it, and it's not there anymore. So hopefully things are back to normal. Now we're going back up again. We should go up even higher. Please share and like. Let everybody know we're back on here. Good, we're going up to 300. We should be able to get to 600 easily. Majestic 12, Michael Castaneda. Majestic 12, yes, very familiar with that. Jared, good to see you. Let's get amped up here, amped up. The numbers, people, follow me. So we want to get to 100,000 tonight. We're going to get up to 400 pretty soon here. We're at 360, 370. Let's prove TikTok wrong. Whatever happened there, we're going to just get this thing back up. We're going to go up there. We're almost near 400. Let's do it. 400 viewers. We want to get as many viewers in here as we normally can. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, 400. There we go. We're going back up. Please share and like. Number one, UFO talk show on social media. Yeah, I don't know. The algorithm is just crazy. And that's for entertainment purposes only that I said that. So we get refocused here. Guy says he has footage. The crafter, thank you for the gift. And if you are somebody out there really who's been documenting stuff, Huff and Puff CIA, okay. If you've been documenting things right now, wherever you are in the world, we want to know about it. If you've got footage, we want to know about it. I know there's a lot of stuff going on there daily. Yesterday was feeling like a low point. For some reason, last night, I felt like there must have been a calm. There was like not a lot of activity. But I think as we're going into the weekend, I just sense there's going to be a lot of activity in our skies, in our oceans. I do want to show you a little bit later this video of somebody videotaping a greenish glowing object in a big water area that is like moving under the water. Not knowing what it is, I will show that a little bit later on the show. Hey, Shimara, good to have you with us. Greetings, Commander. I just wasted my time watching the program. You wasted your time watching what program? That's interesting. You are being monitored. I am being monitored by who? Well, if I'm being monitored by the CIA, I mean, I take that as a compliment. If the CIA is monitoring my broadcast, man, we all are. If I'm being monitored and for true, then I am actually flattered. I'm going to bring up user 869. Now, if the CIA is monitoring my broadcast, that means I must be doing something right, right? And frankly, I don't care. We're going to bring up a guest interview. Everybody knows me. I'm here to bust the matrix. I don't care if the CIA is monitoring me or the Pentagon is. And this is for entertainment purposes only that I said that. Okay. You know the show is doing good when you have government operations monitoring your show. Because then you know you're telling the truth. Oh, don't get. And if the CIA is here, man, you're going to amp me up. Central Intelligence Agency listening to my show, monitoring my show. What else is new? Can it get any better, folks? You know, where I come from, the one thing the CIA doesn't know is that I'm connected for entertainment purposes only. I am not from this planet. Now you know it. Well, if they're monitoring me, they know that I'm not from this planet. I'm here on mission Earth. I'm not here to, say I'm not from this planet. I am not from this planet. Crooked in action. I like that. That's good. Yeah. Well, they're probably operating. Maybe they're operating on some remote island somewhere. Yes. Yes, we must stand together and speak enlightened jest. We must. There's nothing that will stop the commander from doing this professional talk show and sharing the truth, ever. You know that. Well, it's starting to happen now a little bit. There's a little mixed stuff going on here, Rybo, with the government operations, in my opinion, with these drones. They're actually monitoring the non-terrestrial orbs, which are coming into our planet from larger spaceships. So they're monitoring us that way. It's going to be very interesting. Saturday night, April and I are going to tell you a lot of stuff, and you're going to know a lot of things Saturday night, what's happening. I was part of the team to retrieve it. Michael Castaneda, let me bring you up too. I'm going to follow you, Michael. And Michael, just so that people know, you have to be over 18. No foul language, no cursing on the show, no vaping on the show, no smoking of any sort, no drugs, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no religion, and no politics. Michael is going to be my second guest, and the other young lady I'll bring up too at some point right after. I'm going to do one-on-one interviews. So just right now, I want to welcome Michael to the most popular spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And we're going to do one interview at a time as opposed to last night when I did multiples. Michael, welcome to Encounters.
How you doing, sir?
We're doing good. Can you bring your camera on? Do you know how to do that, sir?
I do, but I do not. I batted up. My picture's already on. I don't want to be live. I can't. I
Okay.
have two NDAs, and I'm gag ordered. I did serve in
Okay.
Iraq, and
Okay.
the Stargate is real. I
And
don't
I
care
just
what
want
it.
to say, I want to say this is for entertainment purposes only, so I don't have any problems. But go ahead.
That's right. Understandable. Understood. Like, you need to. I'll talk to you privately. How about that? Just
No. My audience needs to know what's going on. As long as I say for entertainment purposes only, you're good.
understood. The Iraq situation was, you know, that was all. That was the reason for us to go get it. Saddam Hussein and his people found it. They actually found it in the desert. It is huge. The reason why the fields are on fire, all the oil fields, we started those fires for cover, so we can go in and go out. We used 17 T-130s to go in and retrieve this object, and blown away. The things I've seen and things I've done blow
So
you
on the
away.
so Michael, on the keeping it on the space side and the ET side, what blew you away for entertainment purposes only that they found there that in your story, and we're just sharing stories here, that you saw. What did you see?
Things not from this world, I'll tell you that. Um,
Hmm.
Technology. Um, wow, I never really talked about this to really a lot of people. You are maybe the third person I've talked about this.
Hmm.
Um, uh, just be prepared, everybody. Don't go mayhem. Don't go berserk. Don't go crazy. We all know. Just learn how to accept it because we can't stop them. Majestic 12. You streamed me do that earlier. That really happens. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, another entertainment thing. That
Hmm.
was really didn't happen there. It happened in Mojave Desert.
Mojave Desert. Yeah.
And that's what really happened at. And it's oh wow. Um,
So that you mentioned the Stargate. So tell us about that. What happened with the Stargate? The Stargate was in Iraq, correct?
yes,
At the
sir.
time
It
it was
was.
launched.
Yeah, it was. They found it 2 years before 9/11 happened.
Hmm.
Digging it up, they come across it. An old villager found it. Come across it, digging, and they found it. And the archaeologists in Iraq, our CIA and our government, we things aren't hidden from us at all very well. I mean, we know everything, and
Hmm.
um, and they knew that we found out. And I'm part of a recon team. We used to be part of a recon team. I'm retired.
Recon team.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm retired, and uh, man, the movie blew me away. I'm like, okay, but it is. You could fit a tank through there like nothing, no problem. You could
So
try
as a
to take.
recon, so Michael, you're part of a recon team. When did you? Can you tell us more about the Stargate? Was it an active Stargate or what? Or was it an
Not
old
active.
ancient Stargate? It was
It's
what?
ancient art. It's ancient with symbols that our scientists that we have there at the time had no
Hmm.
clue what they were. They
Really?
had the hieroglyphs, not familiar.
Hmm.
They parts are movable. They doesn't rotate. It's just stone, but the
Stone.
stone was seemed like sand because it seemed like it was glass, like something
Hmm.
hot melted the sand. But it was in that
Hmm.
it just looked like the movie that Stargate, but just thicker, bigger.
Hmm.
But it doesn't move. No blocking parts.
Hmm.
No parts that move. Just symbols that
Yeah.
we are not familiar with. Hieroglyphs, we don't even know where they come from.
And was
You,
this thing this and it's ancient, so we did they know how old it was when they found it when you were on that team?
Let me put it this way: the tests that they did on that material don't even exist here in this world.
Really?
They don't exist. Does not exist. Not radiation.
Hmm.
Not radiated. We went in there with special suits, but they tested it, and it wasn't even radiated. We could touch it. Nothing happened to nobody, but there was no. It was not material from this world.
Do
No.
you think it was do you think that the ones that put it there on Earth that they made sure it was inactive when they left?
Yes, because they don't want us. They don't want us using it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would have given. They would have given us.
Oh, what happened to you? Michael, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Michael?
I'm
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah,
I lost
I
you there
got
for
you.
it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. All of a sudden, huh?
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
okay, so
you know who's listening.
I with this show, let me tell you something, Michael. On this show, things happen all the time. And I'm going to ask you a crazy question. When that happened, you didn't touch your phone, right?
No, I did not.
He did not touch his phone, and his whole thing was mute. It was stopped for a minute.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's
you.
get back to this thing here. It's just, I know what's going to happen tonight, but go ahead.
It's okay. I'm not worried.
No, me neither. I'm here to bust the matrix, so let's go and bust it. So we had the Stargate, and what else did they find that was non-terrestrial in your team when you were doing all these things?
Just tools. Tools. I don't know if you call them tools. just objects that we don't. I mean, they're not vases. They're not sarcophagus. They're not things we never seen before. And things like, is that what we think it is, or is that maybe something part of it? Or man, I just I can't even explain it. It's so
Hmm.
weird.
Hmm.
It does not seem from this world. Like my TV just shut off right now in my house.
Wait a minute. Let me. You just say your TV shut off in your
Yeah,
house?
my TV just shut off right now in my house.
Okay, how's that happen?
I have no clue. You know, you know. I mean, dude, I don't know why my TV.
I kind of do know. So,
Yeah,
I can go in so many areas with the whole TV shutting off in his house deal, but I'm not going to even go there because my mind will
yeah, I
wander
know.
in
I'm not
other
tripping.
directions.
They know
But let me
where I'm
ask you
at.
a question. Did you see any when you had been retrieving these things? Did you see any ancient spacecraft that you guys found, or anything related to that?
No spacecraft,
No
no alien,
spacecraft.
no bodies, no. It just seemed like it was been there forever. It just seemed like it
Hmm.
just like it was. It did not seem from this world. Like you see, like you go underground and it's like a totally different world.
Hmm.
That's what it seemed like. It was very deep though. It was pretty. How can I say? 20, 30 feet deep, I believe. But
Wow, that's
at,
crazy.
where they had it at, was right in the middle of you somewhere you wouldn't even know it was. You wouldn't even think they would have something like there like that. But it is
Yeah.
in pieces. It is in pieces. But when they all the scientists and everything putting it together, they put it together. But it's just, man, I
So
can't
when you
tell you
say the
how.
scientists put it together, so the Stargate, did they take the Stargate out of that country and reconfigure it, or what did they do with it?
We have it. We have it.
We
It's in our homeland.
so we have the Stargate that
We
they
have it
found there
underground. It is in our bases
underground.
underground. Yes, sir.
So let me ask a question for entertainment purposes only. What are they doing with the Stargate?
The only thing I could think of is study it because all I know is don't it can't work. To me, it was like it would never work. It just looked
It's
like
inoperable. They can just study it, but it won't
they can
operate. It
study it,
won't
but
turn
can't. It
on.
can't. Oh, they can't open it. I don't think they can. I believe. I don't think they can. I don't think they can open it. I
Yep.
don't be. I could be wrong, but the way
Hmm.
I lived, has seen it is just looked like a damn stone. I mean, but
Yeah.
the material was not stone. The way it felt was how can I say? Um, you would think it would be
It
rough
was.
and coarse by feeling, by
Did it feel
touching it.
soft, like a sandy, soft kind of
Yes,
feel to it, or
very
okay?
soft, very
Yeah.
soft.
Hmm.
Like sandpaper, okay, like 3,000 grit, 5,000 grit sandpaper, real gritty, but
Yeah.
real. That's what it felt like. But it looked
Wow.
coarse and pitted, like
Yeah.
aged, so aged, but it didn't feel
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing had to be really old. I mean, when you think
Oh, I
about
could
it, probably
imagine. I
could.
mean, yeah, I
It
could
could have
imagine
been
how
millions of. It could have been thousands or millions of years old. You know.
something really thick. I mean, really thick. I mean, they had to use cranes to pick it up. They used all kinds of equipment to move it,
Hmm.
and yeah, really big. Yeah,
Now,
really big stuff.
besides the Stargate, Michael, what else non-terrestrial have you been involved with that you were able to see? Can you tell us for entertainment purposes only,
Um,
or is that the main thing?
that's the main thing. But I've seen some
Okay.
stuff in forests, like people with old Bigfoot, old Sasquatch, and you know
Hmm. Hmm.
things like that. They're around, but they're not
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
No, they've been here for a long time, but they're able to hide because they're underground.
Yeah.
But we do have technology now called lidar detection, lidar, which is very, very, very good. Very, very,
Yeah.
very, very good. That's an awesome equipment right there. But you notice all of a sudden, not a lot of people know about it, or a lot of people don't are able to use it because government owns that now because they don't want people to find what's in the ground.
Yeah.
That thing could
Well.
detect so far underground. I mean, it can map out anything. Been buried
Yeah.
forever.
Wow.
They our government don't let the people fool you. I mean, we know what's out there. It's out there. Just don't go mayhem, everybody. Don't
Yeah.
panic. Don't trip. Don't
Well, with
don't.
everything going on, we have the non-terrestrial craft that are now appearing all over the world, and we have what I got from somebody who knew somebody on the inside, that who told me this? Somebody told me, yeah, they knew somebody on the inside, and I think it was one of my, I don't know, it was either my daughter. I think she might have told me, but this person knew somebody in the Pentagon. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. There was somebody on a video that my daughter was watching, and this person knew somebody. It was some well-known actress or something. That's what it was. It was a video of this woman who's an actress. She knew somebody in the Pentagon, and they said that the drones that people are seeing that are flying all over the place are actually up there monitoring the extraterrestrial objects. Because we have to say objects because they're different types of objects. They're not all the same. Some of them are orbs, some of them are bigger, some of them are more solid looking, and they're monitoring them right now, basically.
One thing, when they're not going to just appear over land, and if they appear over a city where I'm from, I'm in the California area. If they appear over land, what's going to happen to people? They're going to flip out. They're going to go mayhem. They're going to go crazy. What they're going to do is they're going to come from the ocean, which they did, and they're going to sit out there and just let us absorb it in first and say, okay, maybe they do.
Yeah,
They're just appearing on
yeah,
land all of a sudden, and then go all crazy. But they did come from the ocean, and that's where they're coming from. They're going to sit out there and they're going to wait. They just let us. They might be out there for months. Who knows how long they're going to be? But just to get
yeah,
us familiar, get us, hey, they are here. What can we do?
yeah. I
Well, nothing we
mean,
can do about it.
yeah. There's going to be, and we're going to talk about this Saturday night. We through the week we do talk about the fact because people ask the question that are we going to have contact? And I still will stand with 2026. I'm not wavering from that year. No matter what's happening now, the narrative is not changing, but there will be increased sightings of extraterrestrial craft of different types. They're not all the same. And so when you're out here
No,
watching
you're right.
this,
There's
they're
different
all different. You know that,
civilization.
Michael. They're all
Yes,
different. So
they're already here. They're
yeah,
here now.
yeah.
I know it might sound crazy, but
You're not
they're
crazy.
here.
You're
They've
not
been
crazy at
here.
all.
They've been walking around us. They're able to disappear right in front of us. But their technology is so advanced, you guys. It's we're not ready for it.
Yeah.
Look at our nuclear warheads. Look what we're doing with that already. Imagine if we had something more powerful than that. What could really? There's some crazy people out there who want all that power, but they don't know what the hell to do with it.
No, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm just going to turn this off now. But there's a lot of stuff going on, Michael, and I think we're in the midst of something greater than we even
Yes.
understand as people. All the viewers out there, I think you understand that we're in a really transitional stage in not only what we see, but our consciousness is going to shift because our consciousness is being affected by what we view and what we see in the skies and also in the water. Now, with this thing in New Jersey, I had a guest on last night. The beach cams in New Jersey picked up this beautiful large ship that came out. It looked like a purplish, like a greenish color. It came out of the depths of the far out part of the Atlantic, close to the New Jersey shoreline, but it was far enough where the thing came up and it was shooting out orbs out of this big craft. And we showed it last night. It was pretty amazing. And I
Wow.
think we're going to see a lot of these non-terrestrial ships over the oceans,
Yes, they
off
are. Yes.
land, and what they're doing is they're doing it that way, so they're letting people know that the real space people, the real space beings, are here to help us. But they're not going to come over land like that. They're going to stay off water on the oceans to
Just so
just
we
let
get
us
used to
see them,
them. That's
to get
right.
used to
So
them.
everybody doesn't panic
Exactly,
and start tripping out.
exactly. Yeah,
Imagine if that happened, it'd go mayhem here. And people, it'd be just, man, I could imagine that
yeah,
happened.
yeah. It'd be kind of crazy, right?
Oh,
So
wow. Yeah, looting,
that's yeah,
the world, people
and
will start killing.
yeah, but
Yeah,
the government's operations are
I could
more.
imagine.
Yeah, what the government has, what they're using is what we call them drones, but they're basically technology they've had for a long time, and those things are going up to monitor these non-terrestrial orbs that are like really bright. I mean, they're like really, really bright, folks, and they're watching them.
We've had
They're
drones
trying
in
to
the
figure it
early
out.
thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
So
had
we got
drones
that happening.
in the early thousands. You know, I mean, we've had. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm part of Bravo. I'm part of Bravo Recon, a Bravo company. MEF, you know,
Mm-hmm.
division of Marine Corps. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and Marine Extravagant Forces. Um, yeah, there's. I mean, just be ready, everybody. Don't trip. You know, I mean,
Don't trip. You're right.
maybe
You were
some good,
former
maybe
military.
not. You know,
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you,
you know,
Michael,
just
for your service, man. You've been a great
hey, no
guest, and
problem, no problem. I
you
do it
know,
again anytime.
and
I'll
I'm
be here
full. I
Saturday.
think
What time Saturday are you going to be on?
we're on at 11 o'clock Saturday, and we'll have April Friends with Furries 11:11. Myself, we're both
PM, right?
beyond being,
I'm on
yeah,
the West
and
Coast.
so, oh, West Coast. That's 8 o'clock West Coast, 11 Eastern.
Got you.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll be looking for
Yeah.
you guys.
All right. Sounds good, Michael.
You have a
I
great day
appreciate
and
you,
good evening.
Michael,
God bless. And
and
have
let's
Merry
see
Christmas
here.
and Happy New Year.
Absolutely. So the people, and again, if any trolls come up on my show, I will knock you out of the show in 2 seconds. You must be over. Michael, I'm going to bring you down. Thanks for being on, brother. I
Have a
thank
good
you for
one,
your
man.
service.
Here.
All right, Michael, I want to thank him for his service and for his information about the Stargate. And the other thing I want to say is if you do have information, if you have top security clearance and you want to come on here and you are able to come on here, you don't care and you want to share information, you can. If you're videotaping information, we want to know about our encounters on the show here. We want to know what's happening all over the world. This has really been for 2 years a center point where we bring people from all walks of life who are having experiences, people that are having visitations. If you've been visited by positive space beings, we want to know about that too. If you've had abductions, we want to know about your stories. If you're videotaping these things now, wherever you are around the world, let us know about your videotaping of these different objects. You know, it's really important that we get to understanding that there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Right. I will only block people that are actually trolls. No, it has nothing to do with disagree. I have people that come up here and joke around. I had one the other night, and they said they were from Tennessee, and then they started going off like a kid, and they weren't doing anything. So, Hulk, if you're here to say that I block people that I disagree with, that's not the case. I block people that troll this broadcast, and I will take them off as host, and I can do that because I run the show, and I run it pretty good. So let's see. I'm definitely watching. Open mind, open heart. Yeah. Sighting in New York City, Calvin. We're going to bring Calvin on. Alan says gets nuts as well. Open minds are good, but trolls are not. You know, we take the trolls out. That's different. So we're going to bring Calvin Candy on here. You got to be over 18. And I think I've been running this show for 2 years pretty good. I'm a radio host for 21 years, so I know what I'm doing. Hey, Calvin, welcome to the show.
What's going on? 35 out of Houston, Texas, and I want to talk about the sightings in New York.
All right, and I'm going to follow you and tell us what's going on in New York right now. I know there's a lot of stuff around New York and even not New York State and in New York City, above New York and off the water. So what's going on down there?
Yeah, I believe that there's no such thing as aliens at all, and I
I
think
also
that
agree with you. There's no aliens, but there are extraterrestrials.
or ETs, anything like that. I don't believe anything like that. There's not. I think that's a lot of fairy tale
So let me
storytelling.
ask you a question. Do you think that we are the only, and I'll honor that. Do you think that God created the earth and we're the only civilization? Now, all those planets out there, are they all dead planets in your consciousness, in your mind? Are they all
Uh,
dead?
well, I would say that they're
Be honest. Are they
stars
dead?
and they are non-humans or aliens on those planets. No,
So is there any life beyond Earth, or do you think that we are the sole center of life?
we're
This
the
is it.
center. This is it.
And we have shopping malls. We buy TV sets. We have Christmas, and this is our only existence. This is it.
100%.
You really believe that?
Absolutely.
How did you come to that belief system? I'm curious. I mean, we're going to disagree with each other, but go ahead.
Because there's no true evidence. And if there was aliens or ETs, they wouldn't be playing peekaboo in the sky at all.
So if you go outside and you look up at the sky away from New York City, or go up into near the water near the beach, and at night, and you see things, are you only seeing right now with all this activity going on? Do you think this activity is not existence? It's not really happening, or do you think it is happening?
It's the government. It's not. It's nothing other than the government.
All right. So all these things that people do, and I do agree, the government's involved with these things in the sky. But what about the other things that the government's not involved? I've been in this field for more years than you've been alive. So let me tell you something, or let me share with you my information. I'm glad we're having this discussion. So if nothing other than government operations exist doing this, then what are the things that people are videotaping that are not the so-called drones, that are actual orbs in the sky? Who's creating those? Can you tell me?
Well, would you agree that the government is very and heavily segmented?
No, I believe that the government, when I say government, I believe that for 70 years, and I know you haven't been around since I was around, but I've seen it all, and that for 70 years they've been lying to people, including yourself, about the existence of life in the universe. Absolutely, I do believe that. Not just believe it, I saw two spaceships in the 1980s. I had to see, this is where you're not going to be able to do anything. I had two spaceships in the 1980s in Connecticut coming out of a blues club. I used to be a DJ. I went outside in a parking lot and saw a spaceship 2 football fields in length, that it was above like a hill near the woods, and there was a condo complex. I watched it for 35 minutes. Now, I saw this. I didn't make believe here. I didn't write a book about fiction. I saw this. What do you do to a person? Let's say you never even knew me and I told you this story and it's a true story. How would you know I'm telling the truth?
If that was a true story and you actually were not taking anything and was hallucinating,
Nope, no drugs or
then
anything.
then I would tell you that it's the government, man. I think that they're all the time that they're working on new technology all the time. If you think oh no,
You,
just real quick. Just think about this. If you look at Google just came out with a chip that supposedly does calculations quicker than a quantum or the best computer ever made. And the best computer ever made, it would take them a quadrillion years to solve a problem, and that chip solved the problem in 5 minutes. To
and that's
think
great.
about,
I think that kind of thing is really good. But the thing is that that's a distraction. What I'm saying to you is, I saw something that was 2 football fields in length. It was very low near the tree line, and I watched it for 35 minutes. Now, this is before TikTok, before they had Facebook, before they had all this other stuff that we're doing right now. I know what I saw, and it wasn't government operated. And at that time, and in that
how old were
year,
you?
hell, I was older than you were. I mean, I probably was in my 20s back then.
Okay, so so back then in your 20s, okay, so it what makes you believe it wasn't the government?
I knew it wasn't the government. I've been trained. I'm a trained expert in the field of terrestrial technology and non-terrestrial technology. The thing is, you're never going to get around what I'm doing, because I've been involved in this thing for too long. I know what a plane looks like. I know what Earth-based technology looks like. I know what a drone looks like. I know we have a training group that goes out every year in the summertime out here in Connecticut, and we're well trained in C5 activity. I can point out a satellite in the sky, and there are plenty of those, and anything that is non-terrestrial, I can see it in 2 seconds.
All right, well, with all due respect, who trained you in the difference between alien technology and non-alien
Well, there
technology?
are no aliens. Aliens don't exist.
Well,
That's the one
ET.
thing I will agree with you. So there wasn't somebody who trained me. There's a thing called the C5 app, Dr. Stephen Greer. Have you heard of Dr. Stephen Greer?
No.
Okay. I suggest you get a little bit knowledgeable about Dr. Stephen Greer. He is one of the most well-known people in the disclosure movement. And if you start to learn about him, I think you'll change I'm not saying you're going to change anything, but you'll be open to something that's way different. And if you use the C5 app, if you decide to ever learn about it, you'll learn how to use protocol to vector in non-terrestrial craft. And it does work.
But I will guarantee you, between now and even 15 years from now, ETs or anything like that, they're not going to come out and say, "Hey, we're alive, we're around, we're watching you," or any of that shit like that. I can guarantee you that's not going to happen.
I actually can tell you that that will happen.
What do you mean?
What I mean is we're getting ready for contact. All those crazy things are happening now because we are getting ready for contact. This is a great discussion. I appreciate you. But we are going to have contact.
Okay,
and it's not going to be 20,000 years from now.
But when?
When? We're looking at 2026. Only a year from the new year that we're going into.
Why wait till then? Why not now?
No, because the human mind says, why don't we have it now? Because we always want instant gratification as humans. We always want like, what time are you going to go to dinner? Oh, 5 o'clock. Oh, you're late for dinner. How come you weren't here now? So and that's just fine. That's just the way the brain thinks. The brain thinks.
And so, what are you gonna do when it doesn't happen in 2026? Because it's non-existent.
Because it's going to happen, and it does exist. And I respectfully disagree with you, but it is going to happen.
But what are you going to do when it doesn't?
It will. I'm not going to go with the doesn't because it's going to happen.
Okay. And then what would you do when the government comes out and says, "Hey, yeah, those drones and those orbs or whatever was actually us, and we were doing X, Y, or Z"?
Because they're not all theirs. The drones are theirs, but the orbs aren't. Okay. That's the difference.
All right. So when I'm right in 2026, because of course, when things like this happen, it's going to be way later. It's not going to happen next month. It's not going to happen next year. But
it's not going to happen. It's not going to be instant gratification. So I would guarantee you, if I did a poll of my audience right now, they all know, most of them know that there's something that's going to happen. The government's been lying to us for over 70 years. You weren't even around in the 1960s, I bet.
Okay, but if they've been lying to us for 70 years, what makes it automatically going to happen in 2026? What's special about it?
Okay. Well, final point is divine timing. Do you know what divine timing is?
When you say it's going to happen?
No. Divine timing is when they say it's going to happen, not when I say it's going to happen.
So they told you?
Yep.
Really?
Let me tell you something, man. I'm a contactee. In the 1960s, when I was a kid, I went upstairs, and whether you believe it or not, went to my brother's room. I told the story over the last 2 years here, and I'll finalize this because I know there's a lot of people want to come up. And I actually got to open the blinds in my house. I lived in Long Island in a cul-de-sac. There was a flying saucer craft just hovering above the court, and it was nighttime, and there were men and women in light blue space outfits looking at me, and they talked to me telepathically. This is a real story. And this is way before you were born. I had this experience, never had it again, but the beautiful thing is I did have it. I never forgot the experience, and these people weren't from Earth.
How do you know you weren't just dreaming?
No, I was wide awake. I was no dreaming. I remember this story all my life. I never dreamed about it. It actually did happen.
Listen, if there were aliens, they would not just
be... There are no aliens. I actually am telling you, you asked me a question. I'm trying to give you some real story that happened in my personal life. Now, you can't walk in my shoes. I obviously can't walk in your shoes. Your experiences are going to be different than mine. I respect that. But you can't tell me I didn't have an experience when I did, because I had the experience.
Okay, but why would they be playing peekaboo?
They're not playing peekaboo. They're not playing peekaboo. It's all in divine timing. I know you're not going to get this right away, but you'll learn. If you watch my show a little bit, you'll get to know it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate coming up, Calvin. And thanks for sharing your opinion. That's what it's all about, you know?
All right. I'll be watching.
Brother. All right. Take care, man. All right, and this happens. It's all about different points of view. But I know what I know, and that's just the way it should be. I'm not going to put them down. I just think, uh, you know, that it's just not the way it's supposed to be. All right, let's see here. All right, so let me see here. We got another person here. Let's see. Broke back Bob. And again, the only thing I say is I've had trolls on here in the last 2 years, and the only time I take people off if they're playing games. So if you're over 18, you can come on here. No trolls. Again, no cursing, no foul language, no drinking, no smoking on the show, no vaping, no kids on the show. No criminal discussion, no politics, no religion. So let me see where we're going to go. I'm going to go with this person here, Broken Back Bob, and then I'll bring Exer on. I think it is. So let's go with this person here. You're watching Encounters, and let's see what happens. Hey, Broken Back Bob, how you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing? I've been watching your lives for a while.
Great. It's good to have you with us, man. I'm going to follow you. Can you come on the screen, or do you prefer not to?
No, I can. That's not a problem.
Okay, that'd be great. And welcome everybody all over the world. And again, I encourage people, if you're videotaping stuff right now around the world, please send me your footage to CmdrAleon at AOL.com. I'll review your footage, and if it's really clear, or at least real footage, give me the date, time, and location, whether in Europe or wherever you are watching, so we can show it to everybody. Bob, welcome to the show. And what would you like to share with our guests here, with our people here tonight on the show?
I just want to share that it's amazing that you are actually showing yourself and telling the truth about what is actually going on. And it's just so amazing. And I know when I was a kid, I used to see different things. Like I said, we don't know what's going on right now, but this is obviously manifesting into a big way right now. So
Yeah,
we definitely need answers, and you are definitely the answer to what we're experiencing. So
well, thank you. And then, it's not so much I'm brave. It's just that I'm not afraid to speak the truth. And I've been around. I don't care. I honor and respect people that disagree with me. I'll try to treat them as fairly as I treat anybody, but I'm not going to back off on what I do know. I've been around too many years in the subject to say I don't know anything, and I haven't seen anything. And I know the difference between a helicopter and a spaceship.
Yeah. And that's amazing that you could actually get you could talk to people, and whatever you do, you get rid of the implants and stuff.
Oh, you'll see me do that.
Yeah, I
See,
did.
this is the thing. I didn't talk to this other guy about it, but for people new to my show, and you've seen it, I work. This is the thing that's for some people might be difficult, but not for me. I know that I came here for a purpose, just like everybody else here. I'm not special. I came here just like you did. Everyone else. We're all here for a purpose. Now, maybe my purpose activated earlier than some others, but my space family gave me the ability to do something I didn't do the first year I was on my show here. They gave me the ability to remotely remove implants, and I've probably done it over 50 plus times already. I don't even keep count. And I had one the other night. This woman had an implant. I took it out of her. You can see in her face the expressions of what she was feeling when I took it out and destroyed it. And after I destroyed the implant, she was completely feeling much better. It was gone. It was destroyed. So I can only use certain abilities here. I just use it for the implant removals and also to help people remember their star family. Those are the only two things I do with it. I don't know what else I can do, but I don't want to overstep my boundaries with what I've been gifted with while I'm here doing it. So I do appreciate
And
you
I know
acknowledging.
you've said you're from a different planet, right?
Yes, I said many times. As a matter of fact, it started when I was a kid. I was playing baseball, stickball, and I told the kids that I was playing with, they got angry. I said, "Oh, I just blurted out, oh, I'm from Mars." Never said it in my whole life when I was a kid, and then I shut up after I said it, and then I didn't say anything about Mars until I got older and more awakened. And 21 years ago, I came out of the closet. You know, people come out of the closet for women's rights or this or that. I came out of the closet and said, I'm done with this being, held back. I am, a space consciousness as well as a human being. I played sports. I did all the, things. I enjoy life. I gone to the beach, do family stuff. I'm no different than anybody else in that respect, but I am not from this planet. My consciousness is not from here.
Right, but you're not from Mars, though, right?
Yes, Mars. I'm from Mars. Mars,
You are.
a planet
Okay.
with 10 to 15 million inhabitants, and I keep telling people that that's the exact amount of people that live there.
All right.
Yeah.
That's okay. So, aren't you excited that we're actually trying to get there?
We're not going to be. Yeah, they want to get there. They're not going to be allowed on the planet. It's a sovereign planet, and it's not to be messed up with by Earth people.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like if you were to go from Earth to another planet with the abilities of thought that we were going to colonize somebody else's planet, that cannot be allowed. Mars is a
Right.
very all planets are sovereign in our universe. The only problem this planet has is there are people who have a lot of money and a lot of power that think they can go to another planet and colonize it and mess it up, which is what the Earth people do.
And that's
They
what
mess up.
Elon's trying to do, but I
He
don't
would
know.
he would mess up any planet he goes to. Well, he won't be able to go to Mars. He would just mess up the planet if he tried to go there. He won't be allowed to.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think is gonna happen here with what's going on?
Well, I can tell you when I have our gathering Saturday night on my show with April in Vermont, she physically is a contactee. We've been friends. I interviewed her about fairies over 2 years ago. I'm part of a group of 5 people. Kit Kat's in here. She's one of our 5. And we're all going to be coming into, before the end of next year, we're going to be taken off planet onto a spaceship physically. I'm sharing this story with you now. So I'm not, giving a fantasy story. And I love, Bob, that you're asking the question. You're a great interaction here. So I'm not talking about something. And Kit Kat will say, and she's in here, and I wish the other 3 were. But we're going to be all going together on a spaceship, and then we're going to be coming back to Earth. So when we go off planet, it will be like we could be off planet for like a month, but go back on Earth and be off planet for about an hour, Earth time. But off planet, it's way longer than that. There's no like time and space. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me up. This is crazy, what we're living through right now, and thank you for trying to shed light on everything that you know.
Yeah.
And I am most appreciative of your thoughts. So,
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. And like I said, I'm here to bust the matrix. I've always been on my radio show. I say we're here to bust the matrix, and I mean it. I am very bold. I'm really dedicated to my shows in terms of the broadcast. I'm dedicated to the list of viewers here all over the world. And I really do want people to know what's going on in the truth, which you're not getting from the national media, from NBC or CBS. The narrative of the national media is basically everything's a drone. Let's get to the bottom of the drones, but they're not talking about the spaceships or anything that which are these orbs that are beautiful. They're not talking about that, right?
right.
So we need to get to the truth. And I will challenge people that, like the other guy, respectfully, I'll challenge them because they're basically, in all due respect, asleep. They're not woken up yet.
Exactly. I know. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You take care, buddy.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming up. Bob, everybody. Let's thank Bob for being here. And let's do this. We're going to disconnect Bob. And let's see. Yes, RA2, yes, we'll be going on a spaceship before, right near the end of 2025. Let me see here. And let's see. Nari Patel. I'm going to bring Exron. He has been waiting. And again, if I find anyone trolling, being the moderator and the host of this whole show here, I will take the trolls out just because I have to make sure this show is respected. And let's see here who we got. Hopefully
Hey,
they're
how we
still
doing?
there. Hey, good evening. How you doing?
Not a troll, no worries. 30 from Georgia.
Hey, we're glad to have you with us. I'm going to follow you as a friend here. So in Georgia, tell us what's happening down there.
I'm a pretty avid sky watcher. I haven't seen anything, but I did see. Well, first off, I'll tell you what I did see, but I also wanted to. My main reason was to ask a question, and hopefully it doesn't turn into 2 or 3. I'm not trying to take up a lot of your time, so.
No, go right ahead, sir.
Okay, so projection, right? I've kind of looked into it, and I've watched a couple videos from numerous people, read about it a little bit. I probably could stand to research more about it, but I've tried to do it multiple times, and every time I've tried, I don't know if there's some kind of way I'm doing it wrong or something, but every time I've tried, I've ended up falling asleep, and then I've woke up with the most terrible, like, head splitting, like, headache.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not sure that's happening. Yeah, I wish I could answer why. And this is when you're and rephrase what you're doing. So you haven't really seen anything, but rephrase that again for me. I'm going to try to give you an answer.
I'm trying to project the different places. It's somewhere different every time, but somewhere that I know where it is physically.
Yeah.
And every time I try, I begin by like trying to calm the body, calm the mind, start by meditating, get in a comfortable position, and mentally like astral project. And I always end up falling asleep. And then when I wake up, no matter what time later it is, I have the worst headache possible.
Yeah. I think there has to be, I think the meditation is good. I don't know what kind of music you use, but I think that there's just this, you don't use any music. Oh,
No.
You don't have to. Sometimes I don't use music either, but I use what they call higher dimensional music, which really puts me in a different state of consciousness. Sometimes. And I can recommend that, terms of getting into a higher state. If you use like ambient space music, that there's different types of ambient space music that will help you probably not get a headache, and you'll feel more relaxed consciously, and it definitely will help.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll look into that. And the sighting, if you want to hear about it,
yeah,
let's see, when was this? It was I'm wanting to say it was about 4 or 5 months ago, roughly. Was driving home. We went out of town to the state fair, me and my wife and our little girl, and we were driving back, and something like I felt like the whole drive, like I had been like casually catching glimpses of the moon, because it was full, it was pretty, there was like clouds around it. You could see the cloud. It was just a beautiful sight, and something was telling me to like look, or like I had this feeling like look up, and there was like it was so far above me that I had to, like, when you're driving, you kind of got to lean forward into the steering wheel and like look up, like around the top of the car. I did that, and I saw 3 lights.
Wow.
Three objects. Maybe it was one object, and they were all attached to the same thing.
Oh, the lights. Yeah, it could be too. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It looked like a triangle. Maybe they were detached, maybe they were separate, but it looked like a triangle, and all 3 sides of the triangle were illuminated, and they were rotating. Wow. They were rotating right by the moon.
Man, I would have loved to have seen that. Yeah, go ahead.
I hate that. And my wife she doesn't care too much about aliens or ETs, whatever, this whole field, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
She kind of gets scared by it.
Oh, she does.
But
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
but you know, she is already late, kind of, and she was like, you know, you're about to run off the road. You know, like look at the
You're
road.
gonna
You know,
rent the
look what you're
road.
doing. You know, and
Don't look up.
yeah, and I was trying to pull over just for a second because I was telling her
Yeah.
like I got to see this. Like, let me pull over. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're just driving through woods. Like, let me pull it. And she's like, no, keep
Right.
driving. I'm ready to get home. Blah blah. You know, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, whatever. And like, I can't describe to you, man, how mad I
Yeah.
was because that's a once in
Yeah.
a lifetime thing.
It
But
is.
oh man, it was. I saw the three lights and they were rotating right by the moon,
Oh my
and
gosh.
and I couldn't, and it was like if I had stopped and waited a little bit longer, I would have been able
Yeah.
to see a cloud go across
Yeah.
it. So
Wow.
I would have been able to tell if it was above or below the clouds, you know, like
Yeah.
I would have got some kind of definition of what's going on there. But
Wow.
unfortunately, I had to keep driving per wife's orders. So,
Well, it's definitely, if you at least you had a sighting, it's not like you didn't have anything, but that when you
mhm.
were on a country road and you have a sighting like that, at least you can remember that sighting and can tell that story. And I bet you'll have more sightings because the way things are happening now all over the sky, all over the planet, I
Mhm.
guarantee you're going to start seeing something at some point. That's a great story.
Now looking back at it, I was sitting there thinking that, you know, I was like, I bet my wife was afraid of something happening akin
Yeah.
to the Betty and Barney story. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yes.
The Betty and Barney
And
Hill.
I met Betty Hill before she died. I met her in New Hampshire at a UFO conference.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, she was a nice lady, but I was doing a TV show and she wouldn't do an interview, but she would talk to me off camera. It was
Oh,
crazy.
nice. All right. So, uh, the music, I'll try, or the
Yeah, it's like a
what
higher ambient
higher
music. It's
dimensional
really
sound.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah, ambient, cosmic, ambient space music. There's all
Mhm.
types. You can just listen to the ones that you like and close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out about 4 or 5 times. You do the meditation, and that'll kind of help get your mind adjusted to a way where you won't have a headache when you're trying to do what you're doing.
And would you have any knowledge on if there like could there be like a mental blockage or something?
Yes, there could be a mental blockage. You could have your mind might be blocked from doing things. A matter of fact, one night if you're on, one I think even maybe I'll do this tomorrow night. If you come back on tomorrow night, I will work with you remotely to unblock your consciousness.
Okay.
So like I do remotely. I take out implants, but there's another thing I do, which is I can unblock your consciousness on a cosmic level, and then
Hmm.
when you go to sleep that night, you will be able to have cosmic dreams, so to speak. That you won't be
Hmm.
blocked anymore. I can do that too.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be happy
Alrighty.
to help you tomorrow night do that. Yeah. It might take me 2 or 3 minutes. And in 2 or 3 minutes after I get you into that state of consciousness, I'll unblock your consciousness and you'll be able to not have headaches anymore and you'll be able to make contact with positive space people that you might be connected with.
Okay. And
Yeah.
one more question and I'll be done. Is there any correlation between mental blockage and the frequency or the how often you have dreams?
Not really. For me, I'll tell you from my experiences, I have dreams I have dreams, but I don't always remember my dreams. But sometimes the one time I had a dream, that was in a dream. I was actually in my sleeping state. I was bilocated. This is a true story. It happened for about 2 months. I couldn't stop it. I was being taken off planet. I was being bilocated somewhere else. I didn't even know where I was. I bilocated off the planet Earth, and then I tried to get back to into my house, into my bed where I was sleeping, and I wasn't in my bed anymore. I was on some other place, and I bilocated, and I was a little bit nervous because I didn't know I couldn't figure it out. I don't know why I couldn't figure out where I was. I was so far away from where I was here, and I had to learn how to get back. Then I finally decided, and then when I'd be driving my car physically, this is a true story. I'd be driving my car on the interstate highway in Connecticut. This happened early 90s, I think. And I'd be driving. All of a sudden, I wasn't in my car anymore. I was somewhere else. And I started I started getting nervous. And then I came back. I said, I have to come back. And then I got back in the car, and the car was on the highway, and I didn't get in an accident or anything. So I think the space people were controlling my car while I was not physically there, opening my eyes there. So I've had some very weird experiences like that. But that was in a dream but I was bilocated. But in the dream state, you can definitely, once you're unblocked, you can make communications that is unblocked to pretty much anywhere in the universe. Pretty interesting.
Nice. All right, brother. I appreciate
All right, man.
time.
We appreciate you, man. A great story, and thank you for your questions too. Really good. Good questions.
Thank you.
Definitely, for sure. And let's see here. We're going to see if you have any information you want to share. If you've been, all over the world, and you're videotaping things that are, right now in our skies, and if you can separate the drone things from the non-terrestrial craft and you're videotaping them, we certainly want to know about that too. You can come in the multi-guest option if you want to be a guest. And I think it's Nari Patel. Let's see who Nari Patel is. And again, please, you do have the ability to be a guest, multi-guest option on the screen for TikTok. Go into the multi-guest option. I know many of you probably have stories to share, and don't be afraid to share them here. I'm still on ESU, but I am on sabbatical from the station. I'm really staying focused on my show here on TikTok right now. And let me see what we've got here. And we will get to everybody. I'm going to take Nari Patel. Nari Patel will be our next guest. This is Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Nari Patel, welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, and welcome.
Hi. So I just had an encounter like November 23rd ish, and about like 4 months ago, I did not believe in any of this. I really didn't. So it's just a crazy thing that it's grasped me so much that it's almost undeniable in some sense, and it freaks me out. But I looked into Robert Greene. I believe not Robert Greene. What was his name?
Stephen, Dr. Greer.
Yeah. Stephen Greer. Jeez. And then he showed me CE5 contacting. And then I wanted to try it because I was like, okay, well, stream your consciousness upward. And so I went out. Yeah, so I live right next to a golf course. And so I just went down there. And
oh, good.
Yeah. And I grabbed a lounge chair, and then I was meditating for like a good 10 minutes. And then I wanted, and then nothing happened. So I wanted to go back. And then the second I told myself I wanted to go back, I was like, no, what if it's real? And then I got into actual meditation. And then and then like 20 minutes in, I see this, I open my eyes, I see this beam of light, like in the clouds. And then I thought it was like a disco party from like someone's house or something, because like it looked like that. But this light was very, very ambient, and it was just smooth. And so I look on my street, and none of the house lights are on. And then I'm just like, all right, that's kind of weird. And so, and that's actually a weird thing, because like usually my neighbor's house light is all the way on, but it was dead quiet, dead. It was like the world was just silent. Yeah.
That you and the thing that was in the sky, and that's it.
Yeah, I swear to God. And then I look up. I look up to see where the stream of light is coming from, because obviously it's not coming from down below. It's got to be coming from up there. And then I see this thing. It's rather close. It's in a low cloud. I thought when I saw these things, they would be far out in space, like far like next to the stars. But no, this thing was like on inside a very low cloud, and it was this white bubbly orbish thing, and it was flickering out of reality. And I got extremely terrified, because there's no way that actually happened.
Were you terrified because it was something unknown to your human existence? Like, you're so used to the earth reality. Let's face it, we all grow up as adults, and we only know what we know here, and then something out of our norm happens and you freak out, not because it's necessarily negative, because your mind, your brain can't comprehend why it's happening, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. Like the second it actually happened, I was like, there is no way that it actually worked. And then
Yeah.
that was that I it was just insane.
Yeah.
But that's
Wow.
I do also want to talk about the future because that's important. Especially like the because we get you know in like I'm only 18 and in
Okay.
my
Well, at least you're 18. That's good. You're legally able to be on the show, so that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so like in middle school, you know, they teach us about the normal philosophies. They teach us about rationalism and empiricism. That's it.
Yeah.
But I feel like what that sighting tried to show me, I feel like I grabbed something. I grabbed a purpose or something. It was like, all right, you got to find a philosophy that is a theory
Yeah.
of everything. Is
Yeah.
somewhere in between rationalism and empiricism lies evolution, and I feel like evolution is the right. And I feel like with the future that's coming, you know, Elon Musk, with the expansion of AI technology and all.
But also be very careful with Elon Musk. I don't trust him, and I've told people on this show as an experiencer and contactee, don't
Yeah.
trust him because there's something about him that's not right, and a lot of my viewers know that. He says a lot of things. Don't trust him. So trust yourself. Don't trust him. Trust yourself.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
You're trusting yourself. And when I do spiritual classes and I do workshops, I teach people to become liberated, to bust the matrix, to not be, following anybody, to follow yourself. Because when you start following people, then and something like him with that much going on, that's he. There's
What?
something about him that's not actually right. So yeah, don't trust him.
Okay. Sorry. Someone's calling me, but thank you
All right. I
talking.
want to thank you. Yeah, you have a good night, man. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate you, Natalie Patel. We're going to bring him down, and thank you very much for being here. This is Encounters. Let me see. We got here. Natasha is going to, let's see, Life Kissy Cake, Mindless, Natasha. Let's see. Let me, and we have Stance here. I'm doing this randomly. I'm going to bring Stas up here, Stace. I hope I got that right. I don't want to botch people's names up here.
Hello.
And hey, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You sound fine. Go ahead.
This is the first time I've actually been on a live on TikTok.
Oh,
But
great.
I'd
Welcome.
like to share with you what I see earlier. I did film it, but I don't know how to upload it to TikTok. But
Okay.
I went shopping, and it was funniest thing because I've been hearing about it all on TikTok, these orbs and drones and things.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I've gone shopping. I've got my shopping. I'm walking through the park. It's like dark, and I thought, bloody hell, that star is really shining compared to the other stars. I thought, oh, well, it's Christmas. Maybe that's the Star of David because it's shining
Right.
so bright.
Right. Yeah.
So then I stopped and I thought, well, I'll film it. And then I Google done me thing into it, you know, when you make it bigger. I'm not good at phones and things, but I have filmed it. I've got a 4-minute film of it.
Oh, wow.
It was moving squiggly. It was really bright. I thought it was a star first of all, and I have actually seen where I live. I'm in the UK in Bromley. I've actually seen on other people's posts saying, I've seen one saying, "Look at that." But I've actually filmed it up close. It goes squiggly, then it comes in,
wow.
then it pulsates.
Now, Stans, can you bring you have enough you have enough followers? Can you bring your camera on? I'm going to show you how to do that. How to go on camera.
I don't know how to do. Tell me what to do, and I'll send you the film.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to go on camera with our audience here. So all you've got to do.
Oh no, no. I don't want them to see my face. I've just had threads. I look a bit bruised.
Oh no, don't worry then. We're not going to do that.
But I want to send you the video of it was an orb. This was not a drone. It was an orb. It looked like a really bright star.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to give you my email too here for the show. Absolutely.
So I filmed it with my camera. and it was there, and it moved. It was moved. It did move. It moved about. Then
Mhm.
but it went like really squiggly, like a little squiggly worm thing, and then it turned back really like into a circle, and then it like pulsated out,
Yeah. Wow.
and then it
And
went back.
what kind of colors? Kit Kat's asking one of our viewers, what kind of color?
White.
It was white.
Yeah, just white.
Okay, and there are craft that are that way. If you got a pen and paper, I'll give you my email.
Craft. This wasn't
Yeah.
no craft, no star, no
Yeah.
drone. Well, craft, I don't know, but it was like an orb, and it moved like that, and then it come out, and then it flashed, like it pulsated, a bit like a sunflower as it come out, like if it
Mhm.
like pulsated, and then it
Yeah.
go small, and then a plane was coming along, and it sort of it hid itself. The plane was coming towards it, and then it sort of hid itself. It went that like we couldn't see it, and
Oh,
then
wow.
the plane was going that way towards it, changed direction, come this way, but you see it sort of like cloaked itself. I've got the video. I'll send it to you.
Oh, that'd be great if you send it to me. Yes, that'd be great.
And then I'll give you my number. Take my number.
Don't give me the number on the thing here. I'm going to give you my email address. I'm going to give you an email address. Don't give your number over the thing. So just send it to
Let me get a pen
CM.
then. Hang on,
Yeah,
let
get
me
a
get a
pen.
pen.
Yeah, don't give your number over the TikTok. Don't do that.
Yeah, it was amazing. I can't believe it. It was like
Yeah.
moving, all like squiggly, and then it like went small, and then it went really big. It pulsated like a sunflower.
Mm-hmm.
It like
Wow.
a bit like a sunflower. And as it pulsated out, well, you'll see it when I send it to you.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll be happy to. When you have pen and paper, I will definitely look at your video from the UK without a question.
Yeah,
Watching encounters.
and a
Go
lot
ahead.
of people have seen the same thing over the UK today as well. I'm not the only one. I've seen
there's
it
a
on
lot.
Facebook, like in London.
Yeah, UK is having a lot of sightings. Yeah.
I've seen it. So
Mm.
yeah, where's I need a pen. Sorry, where's the bleeding pen? I've been doing all my Christmas bits.
Yeah, and just to let people know why I don't support Elon Musk is because I just don't trust him, because he wants to go into outer space towards Mars. I'm just trying to respond to some questions.
Oh, he's been trying to do all this for years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to hide it from us. The government, you can't trust none of them.
Nope.
You can't trust none of them.
Nope.
You know what I mean? We're just peasants to them. We're just like little ants, remember?
We're way more than little ants.
They can't even tell the truth about all what's going on.
We're way more powerful than they are. We have to just realize it.
Well, I think these orbs, what I watched, what I've seen, I pray that they are here to save the planet or to help us. Because drones, this is not a drone, this is an orb. So I think they're putting the government have put the drones up to keep an eye on these orbs.
That's right. That's what I was told about earlier, yeah.
But there's nothing they can do to the orbs to get them out of the sky.
Oh, the orbs are a very advanced consciousness. I mean, not the orbs themselves.
They
orb
actually,
ships.
They're very high consciousness. Which I think, when the government are saying, I don't think the human race could deal with it because it is such a high consciousness.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is, Ministry of Defense in England, Pentagon, all these different.
They speak through telepathy and things like, that's how they.
Telepathically, yeah.
And trying to tell us we're all one. We're all one.
Yeah.
And we're ruining the planet. That's why I think they're here, because we're ruining the planet.
Yeah, you're right on the money. Everything you're saying is true.
Bombs and things. True. That is my opinion, anyway. And I've never, ever, if you'd said to me 2 months ago, there's aliens, I would have said, oh, fuck off.
And we gotta be careful with the language.
You're having a laugh. But that would have been I go, oh, Shut up! Don't be fucking stupid.
Yeah, we have
But
to watch the language. We have to watch the
now
language.
I am like, oh my god! I even seen it for myself today. There is no denying it. This orb. Right, yeah, I've got a pencil and paper. What is your email so I can send you my video?
My email is CmdR
C
AL
N
CmdR. Sweet, thank you.
D
CmdR
R.
ALEON at
What?
AOL. Yeah,
Hold up.
so it's at
SMDR.
So no, CmdR.
Oh, CM. Sorry, CM.
DR
CMDR.
AL
AL.
EON
EON.
at
Oh,
AOL.com.
Leon at AOL.
AOL.com, yeah.
I'd spell your hello because let's go. That's what we say.
Yeah, AOL.com. You got it.
ALO.com.
Yeah, I think you got it.
All right. Well, I'm going to send you my the email. I'm going to send you the video of the orb.
Sounds
and
good.
it was just, it's amazing. And it goes all like in shapes, like little wiggly. Then it comes out, it moves. So, and then all of a sudden it pulses out, pulsates out, like a sunflower. That's what it reminded me of.
I can't wait to see the video. That's going to be cool. Well, Stas, I want to thank you for coming on here from over in the UK. We appreciate you for your first time watching the show and coming on. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm going to send that to you ASAP because I can't believe it. Honestly, if you had said to me, like, I would have said, you're off your head. Yeah. All this alien stuff, I would have said, you're off your head.
Yeah.
But nah, you know what I mean? And now I've seen it for myself. Yeah. Not just all this on TikTok and everything else. I've actually seen this for myself.
Well, that's the only way to do it. You see it for yourself, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the fuck? This is fucking really happening.
We have to watch the language, though. You have to watch the language.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, but it is amazing, isn't it? I just can't believe. And what a time to be living in when this is actually happening. What time to be alive.
Yeah,
to absolutely see this.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you'll watch our show. We're usually on at 11 o'clock here in the U.S. on the Eastern Coast, and usually nightly, so I appreciate you being here.
Okay, add me. Add me.
Oh, yeah, I'm following you now. I am following you. So
I'm going to email you my video.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool.
Well, cheers.
Speak later, darling.
All right,
bye.
Take care.
You have to turn it off. I don't know how to.
Here you go. Cheerio. Is it say cheerio or cheers or something like that? She was a great guest. I can't wait to see the video. And let's see, who else do we have in the queue here? We have Natasha. I want to bring Natasha up. Then Life Kissy, a Kissy Cake, and then Mindless will be third person. But Natasha will be first. And you're watching Encounters, the number one spiritual talk show. How you doing?
Hello. I'm going to put my video on, but I just wanted to give you my best British accent, Hold on a second. Wait.
Yeah, I could do a British accent, but I could cheerio.
Cheerio.
You're very good. You did that well.
I like to do that, yeah. I do a couple accents. Anyhow, hello, how are you?
We're doing well.
Where do I begin? There's a lot of things going on in England. I'm just going to report what I see. I'm from New Jersey, so I've been seeing those drones for 3 years. So in my town, all I know from what I know, they're cracking down. That is like regular, I guess, military. And I'm a military brat, so I think I could tell. All I know is that I'm noticing a lot of things on my phone. Somebody was asking if they're sentient, like what the English people cannot. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm just going to tell you, okay? You know how they say that there's a lot of like reptilian energy with some like sort of like old British, like, right? They can't believe that something has surpassed. Like I don't know. Look at what's going on with Gandhi. There's a statue. A lot of cultural things going on in the world right now. I don't know if you've seen it. Like just 17 seconds ago. I know that in my town they're cracking down on, I guess, cops, FBI. I've noticed like situations like on the, I don't know, you know, that there's a fentanyl issue. There's a lot of like, you know, weird stuff going on in communities. And so the drones, from what I see, all I want to say is that they're trying to crack down on bad government. And that's what my take is. So
Yeah.
my
So now on the drones, interesting. Somebody, this actress said that the drones, she knew somebody in the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And my daughter shared a video from this person talking about it, and we were sitting all in the living room.
Wait, somebody just asked if I was a Palladian. I'm not maybe from Pallades. I'm from Hades. Yeah, I'm Greek and Cuban, but I am part Palladian, supposedly.
So you got to go with what you know.
No, I'm not. No, 2012, I go missing. I don't know what happened to me. But anyway, go ahead. What were you saying?
But this video is this actress. I didn't get the name of her. I'll have to ask my daughter who she is. But I was listening to the video. We were all getting into this thing about the drones and everything at dinner. And evidently, this person that was in the Pentagon, or had this person who was real close with this person, they stated that these drones that people saying are military, that are observing the non-terrestrial craft, which is the orbs that are people saying, the luminous orbs. Those are from off planet. Those are spaceships. We call them orbs, but they are spaceships. Gotcha. And they just are a different type. They're not like you're not a spaceship like we have metal spaceships on Earth. These spaceships are way more different than we understand in our consciousness. They are basically space.
It holds space, like anti-gravity or antimatter, maybe. Yeah, well, the whole orb, I didn't want to interrupt. Like the lady was describing, it was like a diamond. I've seen it it goes like it's inside, and I call it the ADHD. I go, if there's a spaceship, that's for me. That's mine. It's like it looks like really excited, right? Because it's my energy. Someone actually just said, "Can you stay in one place?" I know what she was talking about, but someone else was talking about and you mentioned when you're in. Okay, you had said to the other kid before that. By the way, nobody wants to get on camera. That's another weird thing. Okay, by the way, so crazy. I don't know what's up with that. Strange. I just wanted to let you know because I always like to report you're a great person, good person. They were saying that they couldn't understand the orb like right in front of their face. So what I'm seeing is that people sometimes, even with my energy, like. He says something about lights. I have lights on my balcony. Okay, so for example, I have seen sometimes, I don't know if people are being transported interdimensionally or something strange like this, like where I wonder what is on these drones or whatever. But then exactly, it's a portal, somebody said. And then all of a sudden I'll go out on my street and I'll notice like there's a new kid that just looks a little different, a little, let's say, taller. He doesn't look like the average, like I'm looking around and I just start, yeah, he looks just different, right? Now, this kid, though, for like the way that kid was talking, it sounded so much like what I encountered, but like what they would say if they encountered me. You see what I'm saying? Because they might have seen something from like out when they're up there, but I don't know if they're being they come, it's like almost like a possession. I don't know. Does that make sense? And then there was the other guy who was talking about Iraq. I just had to.
Oh no, he was a former military person about the Stargate, that they found a Stargate there, which is true.
Yes, but see, I'm my father. I guess you would call me former military as well. But they use a lot of civilian kids of like, this is where it's going to get weird, and I guess they can't understand. Some people just are freaked out because how do I say this? They're civilians like myself or whatever. I have nothing to hide, So they're coming to get spirits, I guess. I don't know if someone said that.
And I want to stay away from the paranormal stuff, pretty much.
I know you do. I know you do. But no,
I got to stay away from that.
No, okay. But, you know what? Me too.
Somebody was asking about there's someone. So Life of Kissy. No, the space people. So this is going to be how I'm going to answer this.
Okay.
The lower vibrational beings are being taken off planet as we speak. They're being taken off constantly until we have contact on Earth with the star people. The star people are taking the negative ETs.
Okay.
Yeah, they're taking them off planet. So I'm going to give people information here.
Okay.
Now, many of you don't know this because I know I don't assume everybody here knows out of over 700 people what's going on right now. Some of you do, some of you don't. If I were to assume something, I'd be making a very big mistake. But I know I'm going to tell people that don't know anything right now that there is quietly negative ETs being taken off the planet, and they're being sent off planet permanently. That includes reptilians and Zeta Reticuli and possibly one or two other lower vibrational races that have their own ships. They're advanced, but they're not consciously spiritual, and that's the reason. And they're the ones who are causing havoc for the last 70 years on Earth. They're
70.
being
That
taken
makes a lot
off
of
planet.
sense. Yeah.
Oh, 70 years. Now, I wasn't around for 70 years, but I, in my adult life, I grew up in an era when I started being conscious that I didn't know that until I became older that there were people being abducted by negative ETs in association with our government of the United States, not the physical government, and this is for entertainment purposes only, and now I'm saying that the government with Eisenhower, and I said this before, it's pure fact, if you study the history, that Eisenhower had a choice to make a decision, which was
I'm
to
sorry.
either
I just wanted to say, so she needs meditation practice. Staying in your O8 HMS is balance in the spirit. Trying to tell me that I need practice and meditation. Like, that's not very nice. I don't know who that is. A lot
no,
of
that's one of our people. I don't think they mean it in a negative way. They're just trying to
okay,
suggest that
maybe they know what they're saying. You're right. Maybe I do need. You're right. Maybe I do. You know what? Okay, that's different. Okay, so I'll take it. If it's one of your people, no
it's all
problem.
positive. So meditation is, to me, I'll always say in my workshops, meditation, cosmic meditation is the key for everybody. If people don't meditate and go within, they're missing the boat, cosmically speaking, because we think so much up here, we don't go in here. This is where it's
Yes.
at. We always are in here. So our mind kind of messes people up. The mind could be the worst thing. It could be the best thing. Now, the mind is good when you're going to the supermarket like Trader Joe's and buying some really good food, but the mind can be the worst thing when you're dealing with the subject of what's in the universe, because the mind's going to question everything you do. The heart, which is not the physical heart, never questions anything. I always operate from the physical heart. When I go to Trader Joe's, I will operate with the mental part of me. That's when I use that. The heart for the physical. You know what I mean? That's really important.
Stop interrupting. I'm just trying to tell you what I'm also seeing in the comments, and they're like, so I just see some negative energies. You see that, like, I'm just letting you know. They might even call you in. They're gonna try to all of a sudden right now, and ego is what they're saying. Like look at all these things, these comments. It's not all great comments. And no, it's not.
But they're not. No one's attacking anybody. They're talking about, in the senses, it's hard to get a grasp on what people are really thinking because you're just seeing a word. You have to understand words. Words are just words. So
Very defensive. By Florence Archer. Ugh, it's the new people. No, I apologize if I'm coming off defenses. Thank you. No, I can see who's love and light, and it's very good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to also say, if you don't, this is something that why some of us are like this is because we feel the negative energy. We've worked with you, helped with the whole Elon thing. It's very awkward when you have other people, like you just said, reptilian, Zeta Reticuli, right? Thank you so much, guys. Now I see, you're right. It's not just the internet. I see everyone now because I mentioned it. Thank you so much. Because I know you're commander, you're focusing on one thing. I'm just letting them or other people know why maybe that happens sometimes. It's awkward because we sense things energetically. I know I do. Empathetic, yes. I'm empathic. I sense the whatever.
But the most important thing though is really, if you were in a class with me, we'd be doing a meditation for an hour where I take people off planet. By the time you came back off the planet, came back on the planet, you would be a different consciousness. And this is what I do. I've been dedicated. I love everybody. And that's my whole thing. You'll never see the commander not love everybody, because in order to transform the planet and to walk the walk and talk the talk, I always walk the walk, talk the talk. So no matter who I see in here, whoever they are, I have to love them, because if I don't love them, then why am I here? If I'm here to walk the walk and talk the talk, I have to love everybody without ego, without being, angry at them. What does that do? I have no ego, no judgment. And again, if someone makes a comment, and if I have trolls on here, being a host of a show, I know a troll when I see one. If I've had them on here before, I take them right off and block them. But I do hear everybody's story, and I do hear everybody's feelings. And so, a lot of times, the more we listen, the better we become. The more we talk, we don't listen, because when we talk, we're not listening. We're talking and getting what we want to say out there, but we're not listening. So one of the things of being 21 years on radio is when I interview people, you have to become a listener. So the one thing I learned in broadcasting in my college days, I have to learn to listen. And that goes with everything in life. We spend so much time talking. That's why the planet's in such a frenzy now. That's why we have so many problems, because nobody talks to anybody. Everybody's talking, but nobody's listening. You see?
Does that count? Does that count reading too? Like, because I'm also reading as you're speaking. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm listening, but I can't help but, because I care for you and all the work that you do, I just like to see what's going on around you to make sure that you're, you know what I'm saying? That's also.
I have complete control of what's going on.
And I'm also reading the comments,
But, and I do, but I have complete control of everything I do. Now, when I say I have control, it's not out of ego or power. I have control of my own cosmic spirit. That's why I call myself CmdrAleon. No one controls me. I control myself. No one tells me, Commander, you got to do this. If someone tried to do that, I would bust their matrix in 2 minutes, because it doesn't happen. I'm here to liberate people, not control people.
Yes. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
All right, I want to get a few more people on here.
Oh yes, I apologize. So yeah, you know what? You're right.
You're good. And I want to then go, and then I'm gonna amp it down.
I have your email address. I'll email you if anything else. Okay, guys. Right. I apologize. I got a little off track there. Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, Natasha. Many blessings to you. Let me do this here, and it's all about love, brothers and sisters. You know that, and that's the way it is. So let me take a look here. And we're going to bring Nicholas on here, I think. I'm just being very random. Nicholas is going to be our next guest. And I'll get to the two other guests here and call it a night here. This is Encounters, and this is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Nicholas, welcome to Encounters.
Hi, Captain.
Yes.
Do you hear me? Yes.
Yes. You want to come on camera? Can you do that?
Sorry?
Are you able to go on camera, or are you indisposed?
Oh, I'm pretty indisposed, but...
okay, well, don't worry about that at this time of night, but go ahead.
Okay, thank you. First of all, sorry, English is not my first language, and I'm native. So last night I received a message. I go outside my body. I'm projecting a lot since all my life. That happened. So I'm an healer, if you want. Mm-hmm. And last night I received. I went somewhere. I don't know where it was exactly, but I received a message. It said, "MK Ultra is happening. Don't accept it." So that was always MK Ultra. They never stop. Don't accept anything. So that was a message I received for maybe 15-20 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I went like in a large space with a lot of people. A lot of military was there, and a lot of civilian elite was there also. So and kind of one person like a guru, if you want. So I arrived in the space and talked to the people and said, okay, you have to accept and everything. Everybody was okay. I accept. And the minute you say I accept, you're done. So yeah. I don't know if you understand me, but I'm sorry.
I understand you. You don't have to be sorry. I completely understand. Your English is doing great. You're fine.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
But that said, MK Ultra never stopped. I didn't know what it was when I wake up this morning, and I went to see what exactly is MK Ultra, and I never heard I never heard this before. So
Well, here's my answer to you: to stay away from the MK Ultra stuff. Just put it out of your consciousness.
yeah,
That's my answer.
thank you. But they
Yep.
said don't accept anything. They never stop, and stay away from that. Exactly what you just said.
All right, man. I'm gonna flow through here with a lot of people. I want to
Thanks.
thank you, man, for being up here. Nicholas, thank you, Nicholas. I am getting the feeling I have to bring somebody up here that is a true part of. Let's see here. I'm bringing Friends with Furries up. I think I'm trying to anyway. We'll see if I can get my sister up here for a few minutes. I pressed the good old button. Here she comes. And this, for many of you who don't know, I don't assume everybody knows. This is here we go. I'll have to put on mute for a minute. Okay. So this is Friends with Furries. Just to give an introduction for new people, she and I contacted each other through my show over 2 years ago, and we were talking about furries. That's how we discussed it when I interviewed her, just like any other person on my show. And she's in Vermont, and she is a delightful person. She's been through a lot in her 2-year journey, in her whole life. But the 2 years we've been here, we've all met. There's a group of us. It's a long story. She's been off planet as a contactee for over 100+ times, and I'm not even going to keep track anymore. She is the person I work with. There's and I don't want to misunderstand this. We are the first group of 15, and she is selected by the command off planet as the head of our group and we don't, not like Earth-based. She's not like a boss of the company or nothing like that. But she is the head of our group of 15, and we both have parents on the ship. Her father, her mother, my father and mother. It's a long story, and they're physical people that are our space family. And so I want to, let April share some stuff. I had the feeling that there's stuff going on, and we'll be on Saturday night with our Ashtar Command night. But I wanted to give you a little bit of introduction, everybody, to April, which I've talked about before. And she is definitely a very beautiful spiritual being of light, and she's been doing a lot of work. Just to live on this planet, being as it is, and really doing the mission work. So I want to give an introduction to her, and there's April right there. So I want to introduce April to our audience worldwide, and she's a person I always talk about in a good way, and I want you to get to meet her. So I'm going to turn it over to her and unmute the microphone again.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How is everybody tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. Hello. So, we've had some recent stuff lately, guys. I'm just gonna do a real quick recap to save the good stuff for Saturday night. But I just wanted to say that I know that there's been a lot of hubbub about the, and I'm just going to say D words, the things that have been floating around in the sky, because I don't want to cause any issues, because they've been like tagging me and the commander really bad about the.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I pressed the button by accident. No, I muted you by accident. What am I doing here? I'm trying to mute myself here. Wait a minute. How did I mute you? All right, go ahead. You'll have to unmute.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I just wanted to let people know that, it's them doing it, not them. It's them doing it. They are just trying to create, and they tag certain words. So I'm going to be very careful about how I'm wording things, to cause upset feelings with us. They want us to be upset about things, which there shouldn't be any reason to be upset. They don't want anything from us. They are here to help. They have been here to help. And I just wanted people to know that it was our ships that let off the second wave of the spheres and everything that people were seeing. It wasn't. It was to let people know, them know, not to mess with free will. That it needs to stop, and they need to stop trying to get people to be upset. It is tactics that they are doing to try to push their own agenda. So you guys don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. We have done nothing to display any aggression at all. We have done beautiful displays for people. And if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, I had talked about the Peekaboo Show. And the Peekaboo Show is what they are starting to do now. So people are seeing more ships. They're seeing things like what is going on right now in the skies. And this is their way of desensitizing us. So when big contact happens, when disclosure happens, that we aren't afraid. They don't want us to be afraid. They don't want that. They want us to rejoice. They want us to be happy that they're here to help. They don't want, us to have upset feelings. So, I just wanted to kind of pass that along, because I know everybody's questioning, what about it? What do you know? What do you know? I know everything about it, but what I can tell you is, for now, is that, there's no ill intentions. They were basically making a point with, I'll just say the rich guys, that they aren't in charge anymore. They're not. They need to stop their nonsense and stop upsetting people. They need to let free will have free will. They need to let people be happy and heighten our vibrations and, just live our lives peacefully and not, have people controlling us.
And let's see here. Through the seal. I'm going to do this for a minute. And so what she's saying is very true, which is, and April knows this to be true. And all the videos I've seen recently that I've been documenting and posting on my main page show that the government objects, I'm going to say that for entertainment purposes, not to get us in trouble here, because we're telling you the truth, is that they are monitoring the non-terrestrial craft. Now, understand, these orbs are coming from motherships that are cloaked around our planet. These ships are cloaked for a reason. They can't be detected at all. Our ships cannot be detected. These things are coming out to monitor things. They're including what happened in England. They're monitoring the Royal Air Force bases and places that have certain types of weapons, so to speak, for entertainment purposes only. Because we've been through the Cold War. I grew up in the Cold War in the 60s, and I saw a documentary on Discovery Channel many years ago that talked about how these bases, these silos, were shut down by spaceships. All their electronics were shut down, automatically shut down. Our space family is concerned about not only contacting us eventually, but about how our people in power are acting, and how our different world facilities that have these weapons, they're concerned that we have these weapons, and that we might get a little bit crazy before we have a contact, and they don't want to make sure that people know that the space people are here, our family is here to love you and to help you, but we're not here to cause anything else but to have reconnections, to become one with each other, to connect with each other. And that's the most beautiful thing we're going to go to. But you have not seen this on this earth because you have never experienced that connection. We've been all programmed in our educational systems throughout the decades to believe a certain philosophy of life, which is make money, go to the mall, go on a cruise ship, and that's life. And then retire. And then when you get old, we'll have a grave for you out there that's really beautiful with your marking on it. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's all part of the illusion of control. And we're telling you, April and I telling you, that our space family is here because we love you and we care about you. We have no ego. April and I have no ego. We operate. We're just doing the mission work. We don't have titles. Mean nothing to us. We might have a title, but it means really nothing. You know, it's what we're here to do, and that's to help the planet. And that's what our space people are here to do. I'm going to turn it back over to April.
Okay. Yeah, so and just to kind of let you guys know, well the first set of them were holographic. The first ones were holographic. They weren't even real. And the second wave of them, the ones that look like the red ones, the blue ones, the ones that were in circles, the ones that had circles going around them, the ones that looked like they were rainbow star beings, those were actually let off by my ship. We were out on mission that night, and I had Kit Kat with me. She is head of security for the Ashtar Command, and she's also head of security for my ship. And we were out on patrol, and we were given orders to let these off across the planet. It was actually mine and Kit Kat's idea to let a few of them off over somebody's golf course. Just to prove a point that that they aren't in control anymore, that they need to stop their nonsense. But we let off several of them. But the ones to watch out for, guys, are the ones that are shaped like this. There'll be waves, you'll see orbs, but then you'll see these guys coming in. This is us letting you guys know that it's us and that we're the good guys.
Yeah. And that symbol, let me just see how. So if you see the symbol like this, if you see that symbol, and you see spaceships with that symbol, that is our spaceships. That's the Ashtar Command spaceships. So now I'm operating in my cosmic consciousness at the moment. I switch consciousness for a moment. So that what April's saying is true. If you see an A-shaped formation of ships, that is the Ashtar Command. That they're telling you, even though you know who they are, I don't assume everybody does. Now you know if you see the symbol of this in the formation of ships, that would be the Ashtar Command, which are the men and women from other planetary systems that are here to assist your planet Earth. Do you understand? Okay, I'm turning it back up to April. Let me say this. April's talking. April, you got to turn your mic on. I'm going to turn the mic on. I'm going to be.
That is also the source of how we, the Ashtar Command, draw in our energy, how we are able to pull in our energy for healing as well.
And let's see here. Let me just do this here. I'll do this again. Just for a minute. So what's happening now, we're going to go into a lot of it. Saturday night, you're gonna have your minds blown away with April and me when we start talking stuff together here. You're gonna hopefully your minds will still be intact, but you're gonna be blown away by what we're gonna share. And we're just giving you a little bit of information here because, a matter of fact, the woman that was on last night, and April probably didn't see this, but she showed this beautiful, off the coast of New Jersey, in the deepest part of the ocean. This object came out of the ocean, April. It was like a greenish, I think it was like kind of a greenish color, maybe. And orbs were coming out of it. And we had a great show last night. And the ship came out of the ocean. And I said to myself, that's one of our ships. I knew it was one of our ships. And the orbs are coming out. This thing was there for a while. It was a beach cam. It wasn't anybody videotaping it. These cameras that are like live cams. This beach camera in New Jersey picked it up. That someone recorded it, and it's the most beautiful thing. I don't have a copy of it yet, but it just is one of them. We always talked about the cities under our oceans. This ship came from somewhere in the Atlantic and decided to come up off the coast. And we've talked about how the space people, our family, will never scare anybody. We'll show our different types of craft on the ocean floor, above off the coast, just to get people used to the fact that we are physically here. And our ships take many different forms. They're not just your typical flying saucer type craft. There are many different types of ships of light. I'll turn it over to April.
keep forgetting my mouth. I saw the few of the comments on there. This is not the devil symbol. This stands for love, light, and peace. Love, light, and peace. That's what the symbolism is for. It's also a source of energy. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And also, symbolism.
Yes. Yes.
Gan taught me that.
Gan taught you that?
Gan taught me that.
And just let people know. I know I'm coming through April's phone. It's just
sorry.
Okay, no problem. And the other thing, look, okay, here we go. And I was going to say, people need to understand the one other thing is happening. No matter when we're broadcasting on our own broadcast or broadcasting right now, you don't understand. You might not know this. Some of you do. But for all the new people, our space family is watching our show. They're always watching us. It's not like it's like, oh, we're by ourselves. They're watching us on the spaceship right now. They can see all your comments. They can see everything April and I are saying. They can hear everything we're saying. So every one of you are being seen on a monitoring system on the spaceship. I've seen the control center when I went off planet astral traveling about 2 months ago for the first time. And it was the most beautiful room. I mean, it was just beautiful, to say the least. I couldn't put it into words. And the monitoring systems are not like Earth-based Samsung TV sets. These are monitoring systems, like living monitoring systems, where they monitor and can watch our whole show here. They see everything April says. They see everything we do. They look at everything we are doing here. And when we say space family, in general, we say it, but we also have our parents on the ships. April's parents, my parents, some of our other 5 have family on the ships. It's a whole story there that will be one day written in a book or something. But it's a beautiful story, and it really is beautiful, and they're watching us right now as we speak. I'm going to turn back over to April.
They monitor us through all of our communications, which includes our telephones, TVs, all of that. They do this also through rifts. So each one of the group of 5 have. We all have 7 to 9 guards that are constantly monitoring us, watching us, keeping an eye on us. We have them in our homes. We have them outside on our properties. I have several of them in my woods. And they also have the Mikey beings, they're star beings, which are sphere-shaped beings that sometimes are translucent, sometimes they shoot off rainbow colors, or they will sparkle rainbow colors. These are our protectors. These are our personal protectors. Each one of the group of 5 have these beings that protect them. They are up in the sky, and they will watch out over our families. These are very powerful protective beings, and each one of us have them. But the rift is another way that they are able to come through and keep an eye on us. Ashtar is not all the same command.
Not listening? Where's that?
That was coming through one of the comments. Natasha. You're welcome. But yeah. We all have different ways of that they have been sending protection down for each and every one of us. But they do monitor through our telephones, and they monitor and watch each and every one. Every time one of us goes live, they are in constant communications. A few months back, I would say about 5 months ago, the commander and I, we were on and we were doing a show. While we were on, the other guys, were they broke through communications and they were interfering and blocking out our shows. You could hear them coming through. The command immediately got on top of it, cut through, spoke through our phones, and broke the communications that they were trying to come in with to ruin our show, and put their own agenda in there and trying to frighten people. But the command immediately was on top of it. You could actually hear during the show our space families coming through, or the command coming through, letting us know that that they had tried to break through not once but twice. They did this during the show. You could hear the command come through the telephone. This has happened several occasions, guys, where they've come through. They've also contacted us through Alexa apps. Different ways, and this has all been documented on our lives that this has happened. And I also have. Go ahead. I also have shared the space beings that come through to my home. Actual Ashtar Command, Commander's mother and father have both come to my home. My parents have come to my home. We have a guard that I'm super good friends with. His name is Nick. And he's kind of in charge of the guards that protect all of us. Nick is a super good friend of mine off planet, but he frequents and comes in regularly on my lives.
And the other thing is, I'm going to do this again. Wait a minute. The other thing is, I almost forgot what I was going to say now. They have also, when early on when we first connected, our parents would play music. So April has 2 phones, and we do this thing, once in a while, and sometimes we might do it on our Saturday nights. We haven't done it in a while. On one of her phones, they will come through and they decide to play some music. So our space family will play music on one of her phones, and they'll start playing. We're talking about things, and they're starting to play. Then I'll sing a song to our space family on the ships. They hear my song, and then I'll say to them, it's your turn to play a song. And there's certain songs they'll play. They like Imagine by John Lennon. So sometimes when we're talking, they'll just automatically on her other phone start playing Imagine by John Lennon. Then I would do is I would create a song out of the blue moon. I just create a space song and start singing a song. So for people that know this, who been watching us for 2 years, that has happened. And we haven't done that in a long time, but they are able to take her phone and they select the music and they just play it right over the phone within 2 seconds. Yeah, we just had some interesting experiences on here. I'll turn it back over to April. Unless they're taking her off. There she is. She's still on planet. Good. Okay, I'm muting. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. So this right here is a rift. Well, it's part of a rift. This is a being coming through it. And this is actually in my home. And this being right here is the commander's father. This is Commander Robar. This was him when he was doing a visit to my home. I have better pictures of him, but that was the quickest one I could find. This is the commander's father. And the lighting behind him is a rift that they come through. They are very distorted when they come through, but they are very humanoid. But this is...
And he's very beautiful. My father is very beautiful.
But that is the commander's father. That's Commander Robar. We have so much documentation, guys. Like, we have a lot. I have 3 phones packed to the hilt with proof of everything that we speak about. Everything.
And we do. She has all the pictures.
These were taken last night. There is a base that has been inactive and been closed down for years over one of my mountains. And give me just a second here, guys. And there has been recent activity just over the mountain, and these are our guys. I don't know what's going on over there right now, but I do know there's been a lot of activity. There has been, if this is blurry, and I'm sorry guys, this mountain is about 100 miles from my mountaintop to this mountaintop, but this is a spacecraft that is hovering above the tree line. And this right here is not a branch. This is an these are those dark sphere orbs that everybody keeps seeing. Right here, and right here. There's three of them. This was them zooming through real quick, so it kind of caught the blur from it right here. But that's one, and that is one. And this right here, I can't zoom in because I'm on this, but this right here is an actual space being going into that ship. These beings are very tall. Ashtar Command beings are about 7 feet tall. I literally talk to them like this every time I'm with them. I'm like this. I go up in human form, in the form I'm in now. In my true form, I'm not astro projected. I'm not. I don't channel. I physically go up on the ships.
And she does. I've seen the photos.
There are different types of space people. I am a angelic being. That is my true form. I come from off dimension. I have recently been taken to my home realm. Just 4 days ago, I was taken. My family took me to my home realm, and it was beautiful. And I was also recently gifted back with my wings. I can, angelic wings are functioning. They can fly with them, but my wings, because I'm in my human form, I can't fly with them, but they can serve as protection, like a shield.
Mm-hmm. And it's all good. Let me just do this here for a minute. So, the picture of my father, and there's other pictures that we'll show you eventually as we deal with it, but she uses different imaging to show you the imaging of light affects how you see the fairies or how you see the space people. It's interesting. It gets you to see the form of this, like you saw my father before in the picture. He has dark hair. If you would see his face, he's got a very beautiful face, my father, on the ship. And before the end of the year, when I go on the ship for the first time, I will get to physically meet my mother, my father, my two sisters, and my brother. And that's not happening right away. And I have people say to me, well, how come you're not seeing him now? I'm just going with the flow of life. And when it's happening, once I do see my father and my parents on the ship, I will have a relationship that will be forever. And it'll be a relationship where I will be able to see them all the time once that happens, because that's when, right before contact is when that's going to happen. And I don't know the time or day, and it doesn't matter because I'm very comfortable with myself. I'm comfortable with my consciousness, who I am. I'm doing enough work here on Earth to take up a lifetime, and I have no ego. I just know when it happens, it'll happen, and I'm very comfortable just doing the mission work. April and I working together, and everybody we're working with. We have no egos, none of us. We're all here, we don't care, like, hey, look, if my father wants to come visit me, he can come anytime he wants. But there's a protocol, and there's things that they're doing that are really important right now. And so I know, and my family knows, that when we come together, we're going to have a big celebration that day, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm very happy. I know he's there. I know they love me, and I love them, and that's the highest thing I can ever do, is have love in my heart, and that's it. That's really it. That's all there is.
So this is Nick. This is the he's our security. He's the head of our security. So Nick is in charge of making sure that the 5 of us are safe while we are on planet. And this is Nick. They are very humanoid, guys. These guys they don't have horns and gills and crazy stuff and stuff coming off of them. They are just like us. They're just taller, more prettier, and a lot more fit than we are. But they are beautiful beings. The only reason you can't see his face is because my fairy protectors thought that he was an intruder coming in. So if you can see up here, one of them jumped on top and pushed his helmet over his head, trying to stop him from coming through. But my other fairies stopped him and told him that he was a good guy. But this is a rift, guys. This is what a rift looks like. It's a tear in time and space, and this is how quickly they can get to us. Because Commander could be like sitting right here and say a low viber came in and wanted to try to get at him. A immediate light would go and tear open behind him, and you would have 7, 8, 9 guards just rushing through to come protect him immediately. We are very protected. We are very, very protected by the command. They take our protection very serious because we are meant to do good things here on the planet. The commander and I are very comfortable all 5 of us have the capability of healing and removing implants. Some of them aren't so comfortable with using their abilities yet. Some of them are still learning. The commander and I are very comfortable with using our abilities, and that's why we're here, guys. We are here to help. We are here to help you guys. We were sent down here not just to help heal people, to remove these implants, to make people feel better, and to help people guide them and not so they're not afraid of what's going to happen next. It's all going to be beautiful, guys. We have so much beautiful things to look forward to. We really do. And they know we're not perfect, guys. That's the big things. They know we are not perfect. They don't expect us to be perfect. What they do expect is for us to be decent people, be kind to one another, love one another, keep your vibrations high. They don't expect us to be perfect, but they do expect us to try to be decent people and be good to each other and good to our planet. That's all they ask. Simple. Very simple.
And not only is it very simple, again, it goes to, on this planet of 8 billion people, many of the human beings on this planet, as I read human consciousness, there is so much that has been programmed on Earth for, give me a moment, the planet's been here for billions of years, but the consciousness of current humanity has been affected by everything around you. You're affected by your Earth-based media, your news, your game shows, and everything else is a diversion from who you are. So April and I are here to unconditionally kind of bust the matrix in different ways where we can help you understand that you are here for a much larger purpose. So when April goes into her consciousness, she can have her human everyday consciousness about all the things she's going through on a day-to-day basis, and I've seen that. You've seen me in my human consciousness days, but you can also know that we can switch our consciousness into our space consciousness. So when April speaks like she's speaking, she is speaking within her space consciousness because that is the true essence of her being. Her space body is in stasis on a special ship that is protecting us. My space body is on a ship that is protecting me and is protecting the rest of our group that have their space bodies on the same ship. So if you don't understand what that means, it just means that we are here as human beings. We do understand we're living on Earth. We have to do things, have money, and do things to do things or whatever. But it's more than that. We can switch our consciousness in a nanosecond to our space consciousness. Do you understand? Essentially, that's what I've just have done just now. My mind is consciously going fast, and I switch to the space consciousness because I love you. And then when I'm in my human consciousness, I still love you. Either way, I love you. There you go.
So, guys, when he's talking about that we are in cryostasis, he's telling the truth. So I have seen our forms in cryostasis. We are in a ship called a waiting ship, and the waiting ships are the ones that have our true forms in them. They have these pillars that look something like this, right? They're made of crystal. There's a lot of crystal formations and things. They utilize crystals a lot on their ships. So there is this. It's like almost like a tree. So it looks something like this, and then there's these crystal hollowed out cylinders that were connected like a tree. They're all over this one thing, like groups. They have groups in these specific things. It could be a whole family on one of these or several families on one of these, depending on how big the crystal is. But so it looks something like this, and they're clear, and they have this gaseous fluid inside that is keeping our bodies in cryo. I have seen my true form. I have seen Commander's true form, Kit Kat's, Johnny of the Third Kind, Chesno's, and many others. They keep them in specific rooms, but this ship is very heavily protected, and they keep it off dimension so that it is not being disturbed because it has our true forms in them. So they protect these with there's lots of ships that protect these waiting ships that are holding our forms in them, very heavily protected.
And it's now getting towards near 2:00 in the morning, Earth time, and I'm over my time here. But and we're going to come back on Saturday night with our really big show. We're going to get into a lot of things we're saving for that. But what April's showing with the crystals is a great way of explaining it. So our bodies, my body in stasis, I am tall and I have a beard. And the way I understand it, I will see it when I go on the ship. I'll be able to travel into that other ship and look at myself in my true form, which is going to be kind of funny. And I have a beard with crystals in it. So when I say I have a beard with crystals in it, it's not like the crystals are growing out of my human form. For some reason, I do love crystals, but they're in my beard. The crystals are in my beard. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to just like roll over laughing, seeing that, but I'm going to probably look at myself and say, that's pretty interesting that I'm doing that. But it's just the fun thing is that we're going to be able to see that because I like to grow things and I grow watermelons in the warm weather. I'll get to see how they grow things as a part of the ship where they grow vegetables and things because they're vegetarians. So I'll be able to try the food on the ship that I've never tried before, and that'll be good. There's all kinds of food they eat on the ship that are grown on the ship, which is a beautiful thing. I've learned about that in the last 2 years from April and about what that is, and I'm looking forward to learning how they grow vegetables. So when I come back to Earth, I might be able to use some of the techniques I have in space to cultivate more vegetables here on Earth, or watermelons anyway. I'll turn it over to April.
So they have many different types of plants on the ships, guys. Most of their plants are there's different properties to these plants. Not only do they provide sustenance for to feed us, but they also have a lot of healing properties to them. Their choice in plants that they brought with them on the ships is actually quite amazing. Like the tahar that we joke around about, it's actually a flower that grows out of these big stalactite crystals that have these cups in them with fluid, and these tones go through them. But these plants flourish with the way that they grow stuff on these ships, and they they're in the growing rooms, and these growing rooms look like jungles of just different types. But these tahar flowers are a bright orange flower with little black dots on them, but they have this big ball underneath the petals, and if you squeeze this ball, this silvery substance comes out of it, and you can drink it, and the substance tastes just like a very sweet pineapple. But the best part of this plant is the stems and the leaves on them. If you break them open, they provide this milky substance that can immediately seal and heal minor cuts and bruises. So my mother showed me this. My space mother showed me this. She took a nail and she went like that, and she cut her palm and she broke one of these open and she dripped it on it. It immediately healed and sealed that cut. the healing properties, and that was just a flower. Can you imagine what the rest of the stuff does? It's truly amazing, truly amazing stuff. One of my absolute favorite places to be on the ship is in the growing room. Shh, Marley, enough. It's my absolute favorite place to be, and I know it's going to be Commander's favorite place to be. The smells are amazing in there. It smells like lemongrass and like fresh cut grass. As soon as you walk in, it's very fragrant in there. It's beautiful. It truly is. I have been off. It is true. I have been off planet over 100 times, guys. I have literally at this point spent years with them off planet. They do not see time and space the same way we do. So I could be gone with them. Like just quite recently, I was gone for 3 months. In our time, I would have only been gone 30 minutes, around about 30 minutes. It was 33 minutes actually. But so they try to bring you back at the same time that they took you, so it doesn't interfere with your human life and it doesn't, scare people or worry anybody. And that way you can move along the rest of your life like nothing had happened. But I go for months on end when I go with them. So at this point, I have been with them for years now. Years. And my first real contact was at 6, but the whole start of this started 2 years ago. And I'm off planet almost every single night with them now.
And let's see here. And so we're getting near 2 a.m. Earth time. We're on Earth time. So I want to wind it down so we can all get some rest. We have a lot to talk about Saturday night. We'll be on Friday night and at 11 o'clock. And again, tomorrow night, again, like I said, if someone has one of the things I've been gifted with, and April also has been gifted with, we do take out implants, and we really do this. I mean, we're not, putting on a horse and pony show. When we do this, we've been given a great responsibility that we never had before, and that is that we can remotely take out the implants on our broadcast, wherever you're in Russia or China, wherever you are, and we are able to take out the implants and totally destroy them. And that's something we never did. I mean, we just only recently have been given that ability by our parents. And the other thing we can do is we can help people that are blocked regain their memory. Sometimes you've been blocked from the memory of your whole ability to remember where you came from. We have the ability in a beautiful way to help unblock your consciousness. And so there are at least two things we can do. We're not here to do anything else. I mean, in terms of, we can't go around trying to heal people of their, sickness or whatever. We're not here for that. That's not our, we're not given that responsibility, nor are we supposed to do that. But we can help with, like April said earlier, we are able to remove implants, which is a beautiful thing, and help people regain. And when we take the implants out, people are so happy. They're so different when we take them out. And April knows this because she's taken them out. Me too. The energy around their face changes. The pain that they had in their body goes away. They're healed of that experience. And we actually do this. And it is very true that we do. We can't make this up. We don't play games. We're really here to do exactly what we say we're going to do. And I'll turn it over to April for final comments.
Sorry, I could get my thing to turn back on. Yes, Cubby, I'm sure that they will have apple cider on the ships.
Apple, I didn't see that
Just laughing. But guys, yeah, they don't. Guys, just be mindful. They don't be afraid of what's going on. That's nonsense from them trying to create fear. Don't let them do that to you. We are better than that. We are the Ashtar Command, guys. We are, all of us are good space beings alive. There's so many star seeds in here, and you guys are all beautiful people. They don't expect us to be perfect, but they do expect us to try to do the next right thing and just, remember to be humble, love one another, love your neighbors, love yourselves. Guys, that's it. It's simple stuff. I love all of you guys, and I will see most of you guys tomorrow. If I don't get a bug in my butt and go live after Commander, I don't know. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I love all of you guys, and you guys have a fantastic night. I love you, brother.
I love you too. Take care. And let me do this here. Okay, and I want to thank April for being here. I'm going to bring her down. I want to thank everybody for watching our show. That's just a preview of Saturday night. We just gave you a preview, and now you understand that we are space people. April and myself are space people, and we are here in our human form, but we're fully conscious. And everything I say to you, and I've said to you for 2 years, is absolutely true. And before I came on TikTok, I've been with the Astro Command pretty much all my life, before I even knew what it was, you know. And so this is the clearinghouse. When April's on live, watch her. She'll give you good information. When I'm on live, I get telepathic communications. I'll give you good information. That's why I don't go into any websites, because websites are created by human beings that have basically their own agendas and thoughts. I don't need to do that. I operate in a completely different consciousness. Understand? So, yeah. I want to thank you all for being here. I appreciate all the gifts. We appreciate everybody. We love everybody here on the planet, and understand whatever's going on in the skies above you will help you understand what you're seeing. If you see something around the world that's happening, the government operated drones or whatever, we will tell you. Looking at your videos you send me, I can tell you. And in terms of the implants, the person asked about implants. Those, I think Van Z, thank you, Jackie. Those are actually put in by the negative ETs in conjunction for entertainment purposes only for over 70 years, our government. And I'm not talking about the surface government. I'm actually talking about a secretive government that has been involved in this situation. Well, I think it's time for me to say goodnight. And I want to thank you all for being here. And we appreciate your gifts. If you want to do any last minute gifting before I go, please do so unconditionally. Do it if you wish to do it. Tomorrow night, we'll bring people on who want to be guests. Whether you've had implants or not, you can come on and share your stories. Cuddy, thank you. And I'm feeling my energies. I'm tired now. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody, for your gifts. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I want to send my love to you as host of the show. I want to send my love to you on behalf of the Ashtar Command to all the people of Earth. And we will see you again tomorrow night with another show. And all my lives are, Ashley, thank you for reminding me. All my shows are on YouTube. This show will be on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Ashtar Command Z Killa. I'm too tired I didn't even see your questions. So whatever it was, it's not that I don't want to answer. That's a pretty direct belief system. I didn't even see your questions. How can I answer it? But I want to say I love everybody. And if you did have a question, I didn't see it. My YouTube channel has all my programs on there. It's Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. You can spend a whole number of weeks watching every show, and you'll never be sorry. All right, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow night. We will catch up with questions and stuff that we might have missed. And have a good night, everybody. Be well to each other, love each other, and that's what it should be. Take care.